Handy Kill Cam, along with my other co-host.
This is Beasley.
And today is episode 66 of the OG podcast. Man, 66. When I see the number 66, I think of the Route 66. Um, I don't know. Yo, 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 Bezoid, thank you for that host, man. As I hear
Yes,
Final
sir.
Fantasy in the background, I believe.
Yes, you do.
Nice, 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 nice. So, Bezoid, how was your week, man?
My week was pretty awesome, actually. Um, I got a lot of training time to play. I even got to stream with the missus over the weekend.
Wait, you
It's
streamed
a
with your missus over the weekend?
yeah.
Yo, crew dog with that rain, let's go! Thank you so much, crew dog, for that raid, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. On Sunday we streamed Resident Evil 6.
I missed the Mrs. Bezoid and Mr. Bezoid stream.
Yeah, she's
OMG.
going to do it again. We're going to do it on like maybe casual off days. That's what we're going to call it.
Casual
Um,
updates, nice.
mhm. So no, I think we did it Monday. It was Monday. It was Monday we did it.
Oh, that's why. Cause I didn't think you were streaming, so I didn't, I didn't head over there.
Yeah, normally I take it off, but she was like, she was wanting to see how it is to actually be streaming, and so we did a co-op play of Resident Evil 6, and it was fun.
Nice, nice, nice. We had a question. Is the new update out with the vending machines yet? No,
Yes.
this it
No, no,
is.
no, no. It
No.
is. I was trying it. I just was playing with
What?
I was just playing with Crew Dog and Dark Angel, and we used it a couple of times.
So
And
okay,
we're
we'll wait on that. Wait on that, cause I
okay.
know,
We'll wait on that. We'll wait.
wait on that, cause I know you probably want to talk about that. Because
Yeah.
from what I was understanding was the update was only for this update was only for today's update was only for to fix the patches, and for some reason it was a 10 gig update. Uh, so I don't know. High explosives. I know the only. Well, I'm gonna let Bezoid talk about that here in a minute. So stay tuned, because apparently Bezoid knows more than I do right now, because Bezoid's played the update. I haven't even touched the update as of yet. I've literally was laying in bed watching Crew Dog throwing biddies at the screen, and got up and get ready for the podcast. So that's been and listening to um, articles, because I listen to articles. I don't read articles. I listen to articles, um, and getting some knowledge. That's cool, man. That's cool that you got to stream with the missus, though, man. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I do like the fact that I can get biddies from watching ads on my phone. That is so amazing now, because that's primarily where I watch you guys is from my phone. So you can now watch ads on your phone on Android devices. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You get more. You get more bits when you watch on the desktop version. You get
Oh.
you get about 10 you get about 10 to 20 bits when you watch on the desktop.
Mhm.
So why, I don't know. But the beautiful thing is, when you watch, and when you only watching on the phone, you only get 2 bits per commercial. So I mean
Oh.
it is what I mean. So, but there is a plus side to watching commercials on the phone. It's only phone game commercials, so it's not like those weird commercials that you have to watch
Yeah.
and click, and like sometimes they're like condom commercials, which I find, which I don't mind, but I'm like, dang, what if a 12-year-old is, or not,
Right.
or some little kid that doesn't know anything about the birds and the bees, and they're like, hey, I want to give my favorite streamer Ninja some biddies for free. I'm gonna watch an ad, and
Mhm.
next thing you know, Mom, what's Trojan Man?
What's Trojan Man, bro?
What's
And then
Trojan? Yeah, and
next thing
then
you know, we got Donald Trump coming out talking about See, we got this in gaming. Look, we got Trojan Man in gaming. Then we're gonna get blamed for that. We're
Yep,
gonna get blamed for
and
everything.
causing sexual health in gaming. Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, so that's crazy. That's crazy.
Studies show that sex is up 20% thanks to gaming.
Thanks to
Uh,
gaming. Yeah. So I don't know. That's crazy though. And then but my week's been pretty good. I got to upgrade my Elgato,
hey.
which is really cool. Um, it's different. I'm learning because normally I'm able to turn on the game after I turn on my PC, and the Elgato pick it up. But what I'm learning is that I have to turn on the PlayStation first or the Xbox first before I turn on the PC, or all I get is a black screen. I don't even get the no signal. It's just a black signal. So that's a little different. That's a little different. But I am enjoying the the no 10-second delay or whatever second delay it was with the 60, and it actually brought my percentage down to 14% on CPU usage, which made me today say, you know what, since I have um, the CPU running so fast for OBS, I'm gonna slow it down so I can get better quality. So now instead of running at ultra fast, I'm running it very fast. And so right now we are at 31%, which is fine. I would don't mind running at 31% for better quality. So,
Mhm.
um, because a little Twitch tip, when you're messing with OBS, the faster you have the CPU running, the slow the lower the quality. Like the faster the CPU is running, the lower the quality, but less it takes on the CPU and more it takes on your internet. The slower you have your CPU running on OBS, the better the quality, but the more hit it takes on your CPU. Which makes no sense to me, really, honestly. You would think that if it's running faster, it would be working harder, but whatever. They're backwards. Um, Also, I've been hooked on a new game thanks to Bezoid. Um, I've been hooked on Final Fantasy 14. Um, I threw money at the screen. I got the $60 version, which came with all the expansion packs and um, a free month of a free month subscription. So I thought that was a good deal. Um,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I threw my money at the screen, got all the expansions, and been playing that. I'm like level 7. Uh, I definitely enjoy the story more of this game than I do Terra. In fact, that's what keeps me sucked in this game is the graphics and like the storyline in Final Fantasy 14. And then on top of that too, I enjoy the graphics and the stability of the game. And there's so much to flip and do. Oh my god.
Oh
Oh
man.
my god. Like
You,
I don't even gotta do anything. Like I can just literally just go around and craft things and be a millionaire if I want to.
yeah,
Which is
yes,
really
there is a guy who does nothing but craft, and he actually streams, and all he does is craft. His name is Ash
that's crazy. And
he got like the money is max 999 all the way across. So he got like multiple characters with that much
yeah,
money.
that's crazy, man. That is bananas. So
And then they got people who do nothing but decorate homes.
that's crazy. Speaking of which, I need an invite to the guild or whatever it is that you're in so we can play. Or
What's your character name?
oh, I create Ivy wanted my daughter wanted me to create her a version of her. So her name is Ivy Wonder because she loves Wonder Woman. So
Okay.
Ivy Wonder, that is her name. Is that Mr. OG I hear? or no?
It sure is.
Oh, what's up? What's up, man?
Hey.
What's up? What's
What
up?
up?
What up? So yeah, I've been like steady like addicted to this game. Um, it's like my go to bed game. Updated the title.
Is
I
it Ivy Wonder altogether or Ivy and then Wonder as well?
It's Ivy and then space and then it's Ivy's the first name and then Wonder's the last name. So
Okay.
I updated the title. I don't know why it didn't save. I promise you I did. I did it on my phone and everything. It didn't save. I promise you I did. Um, cause I do the title from the phone, so I don't know. It's just easier that way. So
Are
yeah,
you on the song? Did you make your character on Circuit Gangsters?
yeah, I made it on yours.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm on right. I was on right now trying to do something.
I got. I'm
Pretty
on. I'm on
good.
your server and I'm in your area.
Who's
Um,
that?
yep. I'm a fist girl. I haven't
Oh,
picked.
you're a monk. You're a
I
Christian.
haven't picked. I haven't picked. I just picked Pologist or whatever the name is or whatever.
Pugilist.
Yeah, there you go. Polygamous knee. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. And then I just yeah. So I haven't picked. I haven't picked like where I'm gonna go yet because I forgot because there's so much information to digest. Like like if you want like my ultimate goal is I want to kind of be a ninja. That's my goal, but I think I'm in the wrong area to be a ninja. So
um, in order to be a ninja, you gotta level up Pugilist and what's the other thing? It's one more. You gotta level up one more to like. It's one you level up to 30 and then one to 15. And that
uh
allows the road, which turns into. You know,
oh okay. So yeah, I've been playing that, and then I've been trying to get better at Fortnite by myself. Not that I want to play by myself, but I tend to learn my style of playing when I'm playing by myself. Just because, you know, that way I can learn what's best for me. I've learned something last night, and hear me out. I learned something last night. The vibration of the footsteps is a myth. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I figured out what you guys thought were footsteps, but it's not footsteps. Um, yeah, the whole footsteps of the enemy running by you, your controller vibrates, is a complete myth. Um, what you guys are feeling is when you guys are picking up the bullets, like right when it sucks in, it does a vibration animation, and then it also does a vibration animation right when you're on the mid part of the mid part of the hill, like right when you hit that mid part of the hill, it does a vibration there. But there is no vibration when somebody walks around you. I literally did nothing because I wanted to test this theory out, right? Because you guys kept talking about it the other day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna test this out by myself, and just test this out. I literally just laid a bunch of traps down in this one area when somebody was next to me, and just sat there and waited, and kept hearing it walk by me, and I felt no vibrations. So the footsteps is a myth. Um, I don't know. I hate to bust people's hearts, but it's a myth. It doesn't exist. It would be, in my opinion, um, it would be kind of a good idea, but not really, because you already have too many vibration signatures to begin with. You already have another vibration signature now when you are leaving the plane and when you're gliding. There's too many vibration signatures, and that's why people got confused with the footsteps because they don't realize if they're when you run into a wall, you get vibrated. Um, so, but and then the rest of my week was I accidentally broke my mix amp for my Astros on accident. Um, I actually did some research on what actually broke. The actual micro USB part that plugs into the box is actually
Mhm.
broke. So if I barely move it, it shuts off. Um,
Um,
so I don't know. I'm I'm thinking about just buying a new one, but then I came up with a hypothesis. So in theory, well, not in theory, and all around, when it comes to mix amps, Turtle Beach has got a better mix amp. Um, Turtle Beach has this mix amp that not only um, does the optical in for the console like Astro does, but they support two. So I can have one optical in for the PlayStation, one optical in for the Xbox. And then so this way, when I want to switch, all I have to do is just click a little button, switch to Xbox, click a little button, switch to PlayStation. So no longer do I have to unhook my headset and plug it into my controller, basically. So in theory, what I was thinking is because for the headset to work, all you got to do is plug, just like with this headset, take the headset and plug it into the mix amp. So what I'm doing is keeping the Astro headset, but getting the Turtle Beach um, mix amp for more convenience. Because I like the headset of Astro, but when I was doing research, I prefer the Turtle Beach mix amp over Astros. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, I got my first snipe in Fortnite off stream, unfortunately, so I didn't get it recorded, but I got it on accident in Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, in Detroit. In the,
How ironic.
huh? I know, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna land in Detroit, and the first thing I got was a sniper. And so he was like walking down the road, and I was like, I'm gonna try and quick snipe him. Sure enough, I quick scoped him and got him and got the kill. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, and I was like, rip, and I'm not streaming, or was I recording on my Elgato? And I was like, rip.
Yeah.
So, but I got that challenge out the way, which I never thought I was gonna get done. But yeah, other than that, that's been pretty much my week. OG, how was your week? Welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for the welcome. But yeah, my week's been all right. I've been pushing hard on Shadowverse, trying to get my card gaming up. As a matter of fact, they just recently had a new rotation, which means basically there are certain sets you can play and certain sets you cannot. So everybody has to rethink how they play, which I like because it makes everything fresh. So it's not the same stuff over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm actually coming up with new things, and I finally come up with something, and I might make a video about it soon. So I've been really pushing hard more on that than anything else. I'm still playing some other games on the side, like the War Game and the and Seven Nights and all that. So I'm still playing those, like a few minutes at a time here and there. But my main focus has been on the card game because that's really been the thing lately. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
we had the Easter holidays, so chill with a woman because that's kind of like one of her favorite holidays. So we kind of do our thing on Sunday. So I spent most of my time chilling with her on Sunday. And shout outs to a guy named Mac For a Day. He does YouTube videos for No Man's Sky, and he actually did a shout out to my woman because she in No Man's Sky they have something called creator mode, where basically you're invincible, you don't die, so you can be more creative and build bases and stuff like that just to show off.
Right.
Well, there's a YouTube video where the guy featured one of her buildings that she did because she built a base that has like a poker table and like a hotel and all kinds of stuff in it, and it looked pretty cool. And it's actually on YouTube, so that was pretty cool. So I'm glad that he was able to shout out my woman on her
GG.
creativity.
You
Yeah,
you should
so
link the video in the Discord so we can
yeah,
check it out.
yeah, I should. That's not a bad idea. But that's really been the most interesting parts of the week for the most part. I mean, everything else is just a lot of heavy grinding. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. I actually got some news about No Man's Sky. So very surprising news, but we'll talk about it later in the podcast. It's actually one of my little side quest stories that just recently popped up in my newsfeed, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta share this because I know out of anybody, you and your woman are like the most hype about No Man's Sky than I ever know. Like even to this day, like you guys are very hype about No Man's Sky. So Gotta share the
Yeah.
news. Gotta share the news. Gotta share the news.
Oh, sounds good.
Definitely, definitely. Um, I got lots to talk about, so I ain't going first. You guys, when you guys gotta go first. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead and go with it. However y'all want to
Uh,
do it.
I'll start us off today, OG.
All
I
right,
got it. I
Cool.
want to talk about this because we just actually got done playing it.
nice.
Fortnite came out with its update, and it has the vending machines in there, and it also has the explosive V2, the high explosive V2. Um, the game modes where you can go solo squads and it's nothing but explosives. I haven't tried that mode yet. I was going to try that later, but we came upon the vending machine thanks to Dark Angel and her lovely searching. Um, we I'm saying it's okay to do right now because what you do is you give it materials and it gives you either one of three choices, either a gun or it's different choices. It's like on a timer. And
Uh
every
huh.
couple of seconds, the timer go around, and whichever one for wood, one for metal, one for stone. And the thing that when we was using it, we thought it was cool. But the thing me and the crew dog, because I was playing with him in Dark Angel, we noticed is this may be exploited depending on like what items you can get from the vending machine. Because we saw one time that it was med kits, and
Wow.
yeah, and it was another time we saw. I believe she saw the campfire,
Wow.
and
That
so
was that was
that
that was my biggest worry about it because I was like, man, what if med kits start popping out, or what if bandages start popping out, or shield potions, or stuff like that. Like I wasn't
we
really
didn't
worried
see
about
many shields.
ammo. I wasn't worried about ammo. I think ammo is a good idea, but the actual like items that could be a little crazy.
It,
Imagine.
it all it all depends because the med kit ones is the ones with the health is what really got me. Like med kits, the RPGs,
Scars?
give or take.
The scars?
I didn't see a scar. We didn't see a scar. The best gun we saw RPGs, we saw snipers, and we did see no, we didn't see a grenade launcher in there. No, but it had an array of different items. I'm just trying to make sure those can't be exploited where like a team is just sitting there, just constantly going to this vending machine
My
and
ne- my
get like three med kits each.
my next question is there one vending machine out of the whole map?
No, because we was running around and there was multiple vending machines in multiple places. That's the other thing we're thinking is it like randomized or will the vending machine always be in certain locations? That's what we're trying to figure out. So
Because I mean, think about it, right? You got final circle. You got final circle. Think about this scenario for a second. You got final circle. There's a vending machine right across the street. You make your base right where the vending machine is. You close.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You said it's
yeah,
like what every 10 or 20 seconds or whatever. You're in the final battle. You got your other squad members like in the bottom, just stacking up on the vending machine. So man. Now my next question is: have any of y'all tried to destroy the vending machine?
you can destroy the vending machine.
Okay. Well then that's a plus because yeah, that's that might be the balancing tool because if I see somebody going for a vending machine or if I use a vending machine, say for instance if me and you if we know we're not going back to that vending machine,
Yeah, we can.
we
Yeah,
destroy it. You know what I mean? Why are we gonna
mhm,
why are we gonna let somebody else um you know what I mean?
mhm.
That would be a plus. And man, so many, that just adds another strategy to the game, bro.
It does, and that's why I want. It actually wants me. I want to, test and see what can you do, and because I know somebody's gonna try to exploit it.
Oh, already.
Somebody's gonna try something. And I want to see what can you do,
I'm pretty sure Ninja's already on it, man.
or myth. Somebody
Yeah,
is doing
somebody's on
something.
it. Somebody's on it.
Somebody finding a way to
Somebody's
get
on
it.
it. Somebody's on it.
But
Um,
it is kind of cool for what us playing with it and using it.
Did you
We
get any
didn't
wins
spam it.
this morning?
Yes, yes, we had two. We should have had three, but the patch dropped again as we were playing, and it kicked me.
Oh,
And guess what the patch was for?
what?
To fix people from getting kicked.
Oh wow, that's funny, bro.
So I got kicked from a patch that's fixed kicking.
That fixed kicking. Well,
Irony.
apparently you were the problem. I guess that's what
I
they were
was the
trying to.
problem.
You were the
And,
problem.
and we were like one of the last two, three teams. Uh,
Yeah.
but it was good. We got two wins.
That's well. Too bad I wasn't streaming, huh? Or we'd really be in the lead right now.
Yeah,
Rip.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Crew Dog
There you
can't
go.
play. Crew Dog can't play with me during stream though. He's he said he's all Xbox, so he's staying on the Xbox side when it comes to
When it
that.
comes to
When it comes to that, so man. Oh yeah, and we got a win yesterday in Fortnite. Me and Bzoid and Saint Lou and somebody else. Who was it?
it was Dark Angel.
It was Dark Angel. Oh yeah, Dark Angel's is so quiet when she plays with me. She's like mute, but it's so awesome, so awesome.
That's the thing. She is like one of like I think she's like the only player I could play with and not need to verbally communicate
Right, right.
and plays so well and she plays off you so well that you don't really like
You don't need to communicate.
you
with
don't
her.
right you don't
Not
she's
trying to
that
be
good.
not trying to be mean to her, but you just don't. You just don't. And one of the main reasons is because she holds her own. That's the main reason. If
Yeah,
she, if
she's so good that when she was talking to that she was able to talk to that.
yeah. And when I mean about hold your own, I don't mean like she's like, she's not like she doesn't hit like every shot, like, because that's like nobody hits every shot. What I mean is she knows when to challenge somebody, when to go away, when to snipe, when to not. She's played the game so much. She knows when to do and what not to do and when the right. She has perfect timing, and that's what makes her so good. And she knows, and she pays attention to her teammates too. Um, just because she can't talk doesn't mean she can't hear. So, um, you know, but yeah, she's like one of the only people that I can play with without a mic. I don't mind it. She plays really really well.
Really, really well.
Really really well. Man, well, I'm actually excited to play Fortnite after the podcast. Cause I want to try this. I want to see what's gonna happen. So.
Yeah, and they're everywhere, and it is a sound. You will hear it too. It's like it's a different sound. You know how you hear a treasure chest?
Yeah.
It's a different sound. It's more like a glowy sound that you hear.
The one thing I will say that I'm disappointed of, well, it's not really Fortnite's fault. I mean, I'm just disappointed because I want to be able to do it, and it's not here yet. Fortnite is not out for Android yet, and I want to know what's taking so long. Epic, what's taking so long? I mean, we all know that iPhone is not the superior phone, so it doesn't take that long to do stuff for iPhone. And
All the iPhone users' jaws just dropped.
I know, right? They're like, that mother trucker.
Yeah.
Do you know I just bought this phone? Yeah.
Now, before we blame Epic Games, this is a normal problem in the mobile thing, and I can chime in here because obviously that's my area of expertise.
Yes.
Android always gets the shaft when it comes to new games. That's exactly what happened with Hearthstone. When it first came out, it was only iOS. You could not play on Android. And there are also other games as well that for some reason, I don't know if it has to do with licensing. I haven't quite figured that out. I'm trying to. But there is a reason that there are a lot of games mobile-wise that for some reason Android's always months late. So it's not necessarily the game company's fault. There's some kind of an agreement or contract or something that Apple has that gives them like first dibs. Now, this doesn't happen with all games, but it happens with a lot of games, and especially the popular ones. So there's something more to this, but it's definitely not Epic Games. It's something else in general that has to do with Apple or some kind of contract.
Hmm, that's crazy.
Hmm. No,
But
that's
I've even tried downloading the APKs. Excuse me. And if y'all don't know what an APK is, it's basically um, not a licensed version of, not an not an Android licensed version of the game, but it will work on Android devices. You can find APKs for anything, pretty much. And I downloaded, but every Fortnite APK that I've downloaded and tried working, it just doesn't work. So all them YouTube, you can play Android now if you download this
it.
AP. No, rip. It doesn't work. I've tried. So because I've literally wanted to like go in and rain on DB's game or somebody's game because like that's what I mean. If once once Android comes, once Fortnite comes out for Android, I'm gonna be able to play with Grandpa a lot more. I'm gonna be able to play with DB a lot more. I'm gonna be able to play with the Xbox Squad a lot more when it comes to Fortnite. Only just because a lot of the times those people play at nighttime, and my wife's watching TV, and my wife works hard, so I don't ever try to fight my wife on the TV. And if here's the thing, if I ask, my wife's gonna say go ahead, but I know my wife, and I know she wants to come home and watch TV, so it's like I try not to abuse that power unless it's something that I really really want to do or it's something that I can't wait. So once it comes out for mobile, it's on like Donkey Kong for me because I'm willing to try it and see, and hopefully I get good like DP does because apparently, I mean DB's okay at it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's I don't know. I was just a little disappointed that it's not out yet.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna download it on the PC so I can play with Grandpa.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I
And
haven't played with Grandpa yet.
it actually runs really well on the PC. I mean, and let me say this to say this. I say this to say this. It runs well on my PC, and I don't even have a GPU. So I mean, I have an integrated GPU. So if it runs well on my PC, it'll probably do wonders on your PC. Um, it, you just gotta run. You just gotta. Well, you probably can do like medium settings or high settings. I wouldn't do ultra though. I wouldn't do ultra. Well, wait. What do you have? You have a 1060, right?
Yeah.
No, you could do it. You could probably do ultra. Yeah, you be good. But before we go into the next topic of Fortnite, since I don't want to just do everything all at once, OG, what do you have to lay on this fine morning?
Well, we're gonna start off with a little. It's gonna be more on the YouTube side than gaming, but I'm gonna bring it up because it has to do with making videos and stuff. So YouTube tried to describe, and I'm using the word "try" very loosely. They didn't do a good job, but they tried to explain the difference between a subscriber and someone who hits the bell button.
Oh yes, I was
Because
gonna talk about this. Go ahead. Thank you.
oh, okay.
Please, because I have.
So apparently, if you subscribe to somebody, which ideally you would think would give you access to, knowing when to make a video, that's not always the case. As a
Right.
matter of fact, it's a random algorithm
Right.
that determines if you're going to get the notification or not.
Right.
Um, so not only will you're not guaranteed to see when that person makes a video, but non-subscribers can somehow get it before you, which makes no sense.
Right.
What?
However,
Yes.
the only way to guarantee that you're going to see what is you also have to hit the notification bell. So
Right.
it's not just subscribing, but you have to hit the bell too. Why couldn't it just be incorporated in the subscription? I don't
Well,
know.
and the way they explained it, and this is coming from YouTube itself. This is
Yeah.
not. This is not some random guy. talking about what he found out in some article or what he believes. This is from straight from the horse's mouth of YouTube. This is exactly what they said. They said the
Mhm.
algorithm works like this. They said basically it all depends how often you watch their material. Say for instance, okay, I'm subscribed to Optic Midnight. I'm subscribed to OG, right? But if I watch Optic Midnight stuff more periodically than OG Crunkster stuff, then I'm gonna get more notified about Optic Midnight than I am about OG. I may not even see OG's thing in my feed.
That
Also,
makes no sense.
and then it also works like this. Say for instance, I'm not even subscribed to OG, but I watch a lot of mobile gaming videos, right? I'm not
Hmm.
don't even know who he is. Well, automatically since he'll be like, well, this dude watches a lot of videos. Let me go ahead and throw OG at Handy Killcam screen. Maybe he'll go and sub to him. So that's how it works. And then they even said that sometimes not even the notification bell works. Basically, they said the main way to get your subscriptions or get whatever is you have to pretty much keep watching you're that person. But
That's
Yeah.
it's so like a lot of YouTubers are like really pissed off about this, and that's why half of the time you might have like 5 million subscribers, but you're only gonna get like maybe half or maybe 20% of your viewership because of they may not be watching your content all the
Yeah.
time, and they may be watching somebody else's content. So
that's
you just get shift down the line.
that's so stupid. I mean, okay, okay. I watch um Dragon Ball Z Bridge, right?
Right.
That's Team Four Star.
Right.
Now it takes heavy editing to do their videos, so they only do like
Mhm.
one every once or 1 or 2 months.
Right.
So you saying I because I only watch them, they only do theirs 1 or 2 months, so I get to see that 1 or 2 months.
Right.
But I got another guy who I watch because he do like a video every week or so. I'm gonna see him, but I'm not gonna see Team Four Star.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
That
much. Pretty
makes
much.
no sense.
That's why
As
a
a
lot.
matter of fact, a lot of the people who can only make high quality video that take weeks to months to make are getting punished
Yeah.
Yeah,
because if you don't make as many videos, if you're not constantly spamming, which apparently what YouTube wants you to do is spam, they don't care about quality. Apparently, it's all about quantity. That's a bunch of crap.
Yep.
that's so stupid.
And apparently this is why a lot of esports teams are doing the whole 7-day creator or 7-day creation program to where um they try to create stuff 7 days a week. But as Mr. I love Hitch to death, but he's almost too transparent sometimes. He said straight up, he was like, I just don't like creating a lot of the time because it just seems forced.
He
And
shouldn't.
yeah,
But he should
and
never.
and he's like, and and he's not talking about the YouTube situation. He's talking about another situation. But I mean, when you have to create 7 days a week to be noticed on YouTube or to keep your subscribers, it kind of gets a little rough. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's why I always say just do it for the love of what you do and not for the love of the money because it's not always promised. And it's crazy. And I have a follow-up story talking about the whole YouTube situation that happened yesterday. It was a pretty sad situation actually. I guess I'll just go ahead and go right into it. A lady who was a YouTuber got really upset about losing subs and losing her views and all this due to all this new stuff with YouTube. And long story short, she actually went up to the YouTube offices in San Francisco and walked in. And because, YouTube really has no security there, she just walked in and started shooting everybody on the lower floor.
What?
Three people got injured, and she committed suicide and shot herself. All because she was angry about losing views and not getting paid on YouTube anymore because she lost her channel due to the whole 400-minute and 1,000 subscribers thing. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's why I tell people you can't take it to heart, man. You know, there might be one day I might have 27 subs, the next day I might have 2. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna do what I do and love what I do. And yeah, she literally just went, and it was not with a normal weapon, with one of those crazy weapons, and just unloaded. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that it came to that, and I wonder what's gonna happen next. I don't understand why she would do that, because to me it would make no sense, because even if you did survive and you did that, you're not gonna get your YouTube back, that's for sure, and you're not gonna make YouTube loosen their grip, as to say. If anything, it's gonna make them bite down even harder. But people make emotional decisions during emotional times, and I guess to her that was an emotional thing. And the sad thing is the dad called the police and told the police that she was very upset with YouTube, and he had a feeling that she was gonna go down to YouTube and do something crazy, and the police just didn't believe it. So yeah. Luckily nobody died, but people were critically injured. But that sucks.
Luckily nobody did.
Yeah, thank God. I believe that happened yesterday. I just read the article on it this morning. I posted it in the gaming news. You can actually go. There's a picture of a mugshot. She looks kind of crazy. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
And
that's why I don't take it too seriously. Like I do it for the fun of it. You know what I mean? It's really my side project, if nothing else. I'm just here to really educate others on how to enjoy a game and have fun with it. But yeah, if I was doing it for the money, I wouldn't be doing it at all, because clearly YouTube's not a way to make money. Unless you're like a heavy spammer and wants to do dumb things. But
either that, you already have to be established on YouTube now to be making money.
And that's what it is. Yeah, you have to be established. So if you've been around for the past 5 or 7 years, then yeah, you've already developed your audience and you're good to go. But anyone that's new coming in, unless you're a heavy spammer, it's going to be really hard for you. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind taking my time and doing quality, better videos, even if I never get paid for it. It's whatever.
Right. I mean, and even Hitch was saying that, that streaming is just a lot, like, when it comes to doing content and staying on a structured base, streaming is a lot easier. And it is, because YouTube, you have to, when it comes to like just making videos, you have to like have the creative idea and then have the creative editing idea, because not only do you have to create, but editing is like another it's another art form, because you have to figure out how you're going to edit that video. You can't just clip and cut and clip and cut, because if you just clip and cut, you might clip something, you might get the actual video, but the audio might be messed up to where the audio doesn't, like the conversations. Like, that's the one thing I always try to do when I edit. Like, I try to make sure that I don't interrupt a conversation, because it makes it seem like you're not watching a video. You know what I mean? It like takes you out of the experience. So you have like two different creative, you have a creation of the video. You have to have a vision of that, and then you also have to have a vision of how you're editing it, and then you have to have a vision of the thumbnail, because if your thumbnail is not attractive, a lot of times people don't click on it. So and these are just things that I've learned from YouTube, just from me messing around and just absorbing from other people. So there's a lot to take in when it comes to doing YouTube, and then you have to figure out the time of the day and blah blah blah, and it's a struggle if you're really trying to make it on YouTube. That's why I just do it for the fun. I just do it for the fun. You just clip your thumbnail. You're funny, bro. I can't mess with you, Crew Dog, man. You too funny, bro. He said I just clip my thumbnails. You're funny. Yay. Hey, here's a tip. The best time to clip your thumbnail, the best time to clip your thumbnails and your nails is when you're in the shower. Truth. Truth. That's when
The
your nails
best
are.
part of it.
Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Way to go, YouTube. I don't know.
Yay, YouTube.
I but it makes me wonder. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to the Twitch side of things. Makes me wonder if Twitch has some kind of thing like that, because there's sometimes Grandpa doesn't show up on Android devices, and there's sometimes just DB doesn't show up on Android devices, and there's sometimes I don't get notifications of people. Now, my hypothesis is about Grandpa and my hypothesis about Grandpa and DB not showing on Android devices is this, and I could be completely wrong, but this is my hypothesis. This is an idea. I believe the reason why they don't show up on Android devices sometimes is because they both stream at 900p. They don't stream at 700p. They don't stream at 1080p. They stream right in the middle, and I think that the phone just doesn't, or the codec of the phone for some reason, from what picks it up, I believe maybe that doesn't pick it up. Now that you brought up this whole notification thing, I wonder if this is why I don't see some notifications on some streamers, because there's some streamers I watch more than others, and those streamers tend to show up more than others do. And I was just wondering. I'm kind of curious. Because not saying that Twitch is doing that, but some companies like to copycat. So I don't know.
Well, with Twitch, it would be harder to tell because a lot of people who stream at a certain schedule. So everyone already knows what their schedule is, so they're naturally going to watch. So they're not really depending on notifications. They know to show up at a certain time. Whereas a YouTube content creator, they don't always post at specific times. They sort of just post whenever the video is ready, and that's when you get your video. I mean, there are people who try to post daily or post weekly, but it's not always at a certain time. So you're
Right.
more dependent on the notification with YouTube than it is with Twitch. With Twitch, you already know the schedule, so you just naturally log in. You don't have to rely on notifications.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's 90% of the time. That's how I watch my streamer, is because I know their schedule. If I don't know your schedule and you wonder why I'm not in your room, it's probably because I don't know your schedule, or you don't have a schedule, and that's just to be honest. Because
That's why he wasn't in my room.
how when you
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Sunday, yes, because Sunday was not part of your schedule, so I was like, well, I know Bezoy's not streaming, so and so I didn't, and to be honest, I didn't get the notification, so I didn't see you, or I didn't know you were on because I didn't get the notification, and I was like, well, Bezoy don't stream on Sundays, so I'm not gonna go check your room, because see, this is what I do now that I know that some people don't show up on Android devices. Instead of looking like on who's live, if I know you're supposed to be on at that time, just because I haven't found the root of the problem yet on why people are not showing up on Android devices, I type in your name. So if I know Bezoid is streaming at 7 o'clock, right? So let's just say 7 o'clock, even though Bezoid doesn't stream at 7 o'clock. I type in the name. And then if I see that, okay, and then you're online, then I go to your channel. I don't rely on the live feed no more. I don't rely on the notifications, just because I haven't figured out what the root of the problem. Now here's the thing though, like I said, the only person that I've been able to see find that doesn't show up on Android devices is Grandpa and DB. And the only common denominator I can find, and this is where you learn from high school, process of elimination, the only common denominator I could find is that they both stream at 900p. So I'm starting to think that's the reason, but I don't know yet. I'm almost tempted to try myself, but I would have to try on a day that I normally don't stream, so people don't come in here and be like, "Where's Handy?" Yeah, it's crazy. That's really crazy about that notification thing. But I almost wish like a different creator would, like a different site would, like another thing would come and like be competitive with YouTube, because Twitch is not going to do it. Uh, you was thinking the same thing? Yeah, I was. Yeah, it has to be Crew Dog. Like that's it can't be bitrate because none of them stream over 5,000 bitrate. If they stream over 5,000 bitrate, oh my Jesus, because that's the new. Do you want me to test it out? You can test it if you want, Crew Dog. That's up to you. That's your channel. That's up to you if you want to test it. I'm totally down. You just let me know when, and I will see. Because it can't be bitrate. Although they did change their new bitrate. The I think the limit now is 5,000 for 1080p. So it's no longer 3,000 on Twitch. I just thought I would let y'all know that. Some people don't know that. I do because I've been doing a lot more research because I'm trying to up my quality. But they have upgraded it to 5,000 or 6,000, I believe. So just let you streamers out there know. For those that are trying to push the 1020p, I won't push 1020p until I'm partnered. I will always be at 720p until I'm partnered. And just because that was like what Twitch first said, only partners should be running at 1080p. So that's what I'm gonna do. Only partners. So I'm gonna listen to the rules. Other than that, all right, guys. Who else wants to go? Bezoid, OG.
One of the handies.
I just did one of mine. I talked about the lady. I just talked about the lady because it went hand in hand. It went hand in hand, man. Had to go hand in hand for him.
We can go back to me.
All right.
Unless OG got something he really wants.
OG, you got something?
Sure, why not? I'll give you some stats because that's what I do here. So apparently, and I'm always proud to kind of put mobile on the scene because that's always been my thing. But apparently, mobile gaming is starting to make money in the esports genre, which I'm really, really happy. As a matter of fact, there was an article that I pulled up, and literally the title is Mobile Esports Firm Doubles Revenue in Just 10 Months. Basically, and of course, now that Fortnite and PUBG are now on mobile as well, that's going to be included in those numbers. But basically, people have been awarded more than $100 million in cash prizes, and a lot of the tournaments have 10,000 plus players. So, and this is just mobile. This is not including the console players and everything else. This is strictly just mobile. And with how popular a lot of these games are, um, for example, Hearthstone as well, who's been around for quite a while, and they make tons of money too if you know what you're doing. It's become a thing where people will actually take the time to watch mobile players game now. As a matter of fact, it states that in 2016, global mobile gaming revenue was $42 billion, which is 39% of the overall video game market. That's a huge. That's more than a third of the whole video game market.
Yeah.
Done through mobile gaming
That's like
when
half.
it comes to esports.
That's like half.
It's almost half.
Because
you're almost there.
Yeah, because the video game market's like 80 billion or something like that. 80 something billion.
Yeah. Pretty nuts, right? So I'm proud of that.
So what games? What games though?
Well, that's the thing is they didn't necessarily go over all of the games. They only went over like this, the more popular ones, specifically Hearthstone. That was like the main thing they were hyping because BlizzCon, it's always $1 million pot. There are lots of little qualifiers where you make money. But there are a few other games or just titles that I'm not too familiar with, but I can't find the actual names anymore. But now that PUBG and Fortnite are on there as well, best believe that that's going to be a lot more money, and it's not going down anytime soon. It's just getting better and better, and getting more hype and hype. So I'm just proud that we're finally in the esports scene, which is kind of funny because it also stated on the article when people first started coming up with this idea with esports for mobile, they got a lot of criticism. They're like, no one's gonna care. It's just a phone thing. But what they didn't realize is not only are you getting your regular gamer, but you're getting a lot of female players as well. Because one of the points that they made was that a decent percentage people who play on mobile are females.
Yep, my wife is one of them.
Especially,
Yep,
yeah, especially when it comes to like a tablet or a phone. But
yep,
most women like tablets. Yeah, I mean they're willing to play on a phone with it too. You know
yep.
what I mean? I've noticed in a lot of the games that I play, a lot of the people that I play with in guilds and stuff, a
Are
lot of them are
females.
women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the woman I was playing with, or the woman I was playing with, the game I was playing, the Final Fantasy guild leader I was playing with, she was a woman. She was a dirty woman, and I mean like dirty
Oh
minded
yeah.
woman. But yeah, she was she definitely was a female. In fact, that's all my wife does at nighttime. She'll sit there and play mobile games, and this shit's funny because she'll sit there and tell me, "I'm not." She'll be like, "I'm not a gamer, babe." I'm like, "Babe, you've been playing You've been playing Zombie Run for like 3 hours. You are considered a gamer." I was like, "You should stream it." Nah, people wouldn't want to watch me play it. I was like, "You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised."
Yeah, you would.
That's crazy though, man. You know the beautiful thing about you know the beautiful thing about mobile gaming and mobile gaming going into esports? It
Hmm.
it makes more people able to enter the esports scene. Let me explain something because to most of the time to enter in like esports scene as far as like Overwatch or something like that, you need a pretty good PC, right? But and and you gotta either build it or buy a pre-built computer and stuff like that. But the way that the phone companies are, I mean, you could practically go and get an S9 right now and be in the top, have a top phone and go in hard on esports games and on these esports mobile games and be an esports
Are you
pro.
streaming now?
Huh? Um
Oh no, no.
oh, all right, all right. But you
But
know,
yeah, you're right though. When it comes to mobile, I've noticed that the mobile version really, really caters to the gamer. Like they make it as user friendly as possible,
right.
especially if you have a decent quality, phone or tablet. And that's why I'm really hyped that my girlfriend said she's gonna get me a brand new tablet for my birthday. I am looking forward to just loading that bad boy up and just seeing what wonderful things I'm going to be able to do with it. I'm just so hype
That's
about it
that's
because.
what I'm saying. Like it because it's easier to get a high quality phone or high quality tablet than it is a good running PC. You know what I mean?
You're darn right. Yeah, and
Because
cheaper.
it's cheaper because basically like for me to get for me to get a pre-built PC from iBuyPower, which I don't recommend. There's a lot of bad stories about iBuyPower, but anyways, because I've actually thought about it. But you go and you do that, and then like you're not guaranteed, the PC that you paid for, and then you are having to upgrade. You are having to upgrade that PC in the next year or so, rather than with a phone. You necessarily don't have to upgrade the phone because basically the the game always stays optimized. So it's very interesting.
Oh,
Um,
also the phones update themselves too. Like if for example, if you have Metro PCS or T-Mobile, every so often the device will load itself. It'll tell you, "Hey, we have a
Yo, welcome to the Kill
new
Cam
update."
Squad, where we chill and we kill and we have no drama. Yo, thank you for that follow, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, no fake news here, man. You missed all the good news though. You missed all the good news and all the crazy news. DB, you have to go back and listen because this one is going on what you call it, SoundCloud because
I almost said Stitcher.
well yeah that too. I mean once it goes to SoundCloud it goes to Stitcher so it better be. I'm paying for it.
Hand in hand.
I'm paying for it, man. So definitely. Um, yo, DB, thank you for that host, man. So like, that's crazy though, man. How the mobile gaming industry is just taking over. So my next question to you, OG,
Mhm.
are we gonna see
Yeah.
MLG OG soon in the mobile
Well,
Yeah.
that's
game?
what I'm working on right now. That's why
Oh,
I'm going hard on Shadowverse because I'm trying to become one of the best. so that I can potentially be a professional player there. Since card game has really been where I've always been competitive at for many, many years now with Magic the Gathering and all of that, because I did go to a lot of major events for Magic. Now that I have a way to do it electronically and it doesn't cost nearly as much as it normally would, I can get better at the comfort of my own home. And I actually have playtest partners because my friend Albert, who's always been my card gaming partner, he plays as well. He's already like a step ahead of me because because me and him we play each other and he wins most of the time. So he always kind of gives me the up and up on what's big and what's not, and I just come on the creative side to come up with something fresh and something that nobody will expect and dominate. So yeah, I'm definitely working on trying to be a pro player for Shadowverse so that I can start being in big events and kind of going from there to see what happens.
I
So,
just,
but the thing is, you have to focus. You really have to focus on it.
I just hope for you that Shadowverse becomes a pro game, like meaning it becomes in the pro gaming scene, because I would hate for it to, um, you put all this time and effort in, and then it doesn't become a pro game. Like for instance, even though I do have some rumor knowledge of it becoming an esport, it hasn't fully Fortnite has not become fully an esport yet. But as Courage was talking, he dropped some knowledge in his I call it his podcast. It's the OG podcast, but he's practically the voice of the podcast, in my opinion. Just because he has a podcast voice and that's what he does. He was talking about that season rules are going to be dropping. Season competitive rules are going to be dropping for Fortnite soon. They're working on it. It hasn't become a thing yet, but it's in the works. So my thing to you, going back to what we were talking about, Shadowverse, is it would suck that you put all that time in the Shadowverse and it doesn't become a pro game yet. But I hope for you it does, because you
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have seen like tournaments on YouTube. They're not like big esports yet, but at least they're pushing for competitive play, and
right.
they do have a seasonal format, which is why I was talking about earlier how they redid the basically what you can play and what you can't play, and they've restructured how many of certain cards you can play. So they're already coming up with a structure as far as legality and stuff like that. So they do have their own season mode as well, which is a good indication that they're pushing for pro. And trading card games, it's not difficult for those to become a sport. I mean, just about any card game you can think of in general is a moneymaker if you're good enough.
You're
As a
a
matter of fact,
Go ahead.
my friend Albert, he's playing the new Dragon Ball Z game, and I say new because there's an old version and there's a new version. Well, he plays the newer version of the Dragon Ball Z card game, and he's only been playing for like a few months, and he already got second place on a major event. So it's a thing. If you're good enough at a new game, you can be one of the first ones up there, and that's what I'm trying to do with Shadowverse. I'm trying to be one of the first ones up there to push when it becomes esports. Like I want to be one of the first stars in that game when it does become super hype.
Nice, nice. Was that really you that put that comment, or was that your PUBG loving daughter that put that comment, DB? He's because DB put Fortnite is trash, and I was like, I know that didn't really come from DB. Um, what is that gift emote or that gift thing that's by your name? I just noticed that. That's pretty cool. I have yet to get my freaking Clipmaster badge,
Oh,
and I don't even know why I don't have it. What? What's
are
it?
you talking about this, Handy?
No, I'm not talking about that. You just waved at me.
Oh, the sub gifter.
Yeah, yeah,
The side.
yeah. He's got that, and other people got the Clipmaster one, and I'm the one that be clipping everybody when I can. Why I ain't got it yet, man? But that's crazy, man. That's freaking cool, though, bro. More power to you, man. I hope you get it. That's why you ain't eager to play Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, honestly, if I get too involved in that, my card game is gonna suck because I know I'm gonna be playing that forever, and I'm gonna completely lose track of. I
Bro,
got to be really careful when I get involved into like
bro,
new RPGs.
bro. Final Fantasy 14 is amazing. It is
Oh, I
amazing.
believe it. I absolutely believe it.
It
I know
is,
people who play it.
and it's and the fact that it's an MMO and it's online, it's amazing. It's amazing. Oh my god, man, only if this game would have first came out when I first started streaming. That's what I'd be playing. Not really. It put me to sleep. I'm just kidding. Like
I
streaming the
don't
game.
think so because when it first came out,
What?
so we're 14. When it
Yeah.
first came out a couple of years ago, it was really hype
Yeah.
because what happened was because this is the second version of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, they remade it again
They
because
remade it.
Final Fantasy creators have a tendency of remaking their games when they first come out.
Noticing a
Well,
pattern.
I honestly understand why they did it
Yeah,
because
this one made
the
sense.
first one, which we call the farm version,
Yeah.
the farm version was let's straight blunt, it was ass. It
Yeah.
was sucked. And what they did with it to make a realm reborn at the beginning was totally better. That's why it was called a realm reborn.
Even the PvP is awesome too.
Yeah,
To become
and you ain't even got to the other ones yet. It's more than
I
one.
know. I haven't
More
got to
versions.
I haven't got to the Heaven Lord yet or anything. I'm just still in the beginning of the game. Like I'm one of those people that like I got to do side quests and stuff even though they recommend that you don't have to and stuff. Like I'm just one of those people that I got to do it. Just because it helps me learn the game more. I'm not a fan of the controls, but it's just because it's not that the controls are bad. It just gets a little just gets a little confusing because you can use the touchpad as a mouse pad, and that gets a little crazy.
Oh no, you can turn that off.
I
You can turn that off.
I can turn that off. Oh, I can turn that
Yeah.
off. Okay.
Then
Okay. See, me and you got to help me, bro. I don't know.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
still a noob.
calm down.
DB said this.
Yes.
To become a clip champ, for a channel, you must create at least one clip per week for the channel and then receive. Oh, well, that ain't gonna happen. Oh, my Jesus. Oh,
A total 50 views. That's not bad.
That's not
Then
bad.
on the first of the month, you'll be like,
So
that's not bad. That's
yeah,
not bad.
but none of the clips that I clip for people get 50 views though.
So basically, it's just gonna happen over time.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually. It ain't gonna happen tomorrow though. Yo, thank you for that auto host. I'm going to test out the theory, see if you get a notification, and Android users. All right, definitely. I will check it. I've actually been checking periodically because I thought you were already testing it. All right, cool, man. Let me know. We have a theory on why you're not showing up on your on the feed there, DB, and I think I found the hypothesis, and I think I found the common denominator. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna test it live here on the show. Cause then make a clip and make sure you tweet it. I don't tweet my clips though. That's one thing I don't do. Started it now. All right, let me see. That's cool though. So, that's crazy though. I'm excited to see what happens with you, OG. So, okay. So this next topic, is going to be a debatable topic. What I want to talk about.
Of course.
You already know what it's going to be about. It's what we've been talking about through text messages for about a week, Bezoid. It doesn't have to be a long topic because we also have to talk about the asteroid coming to Fortnite. But you firmly believe Ninja did not say the N-word with Nate Shot?
Okay, there's two videos out there.
Okay.
One where he didn't say it. It sounded like he did.
Okay.
And then there's another one where he actually said it in a.
Okay. And you're not showing up, Crew Dog.
I just looked and you didn't show up.
You didn't show up. So, yep, that's exactly what it is. My theory is proven. Android can't read 900p. So if you guys,
Science.
so if you guys want to be showing up on Android devices, you guys got to get off 900p. Oh, I love these. I love my brain. Thank you, Jesus, for my brain. Thank you. Um, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So you do realize that, and they shot, and then when they shot, he did say it. I, and the funny thing is I went back and listened to the song that he was rapping. Right now, I have two sides of the coin to this. Okay, I have two sides of the coin. Okay, not at any point in time or any time do I condone what he says at all. I don't condone it. I don't condone it. I don't think any streamer should say it. Black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. If you're a streamer, you should never say it. And why? Because you never know when a child is watching you. No, like I said earlier, I'm not going to 1080p until I'm partnered. That's when I'll go to 1080p because Twitch strongly recommends that you do not go to 1080p until you're partnered. So but that's just me though. If you want to go to 1080p, that's fine. But I'm gonna stay at 720. I'm gonna stay at 720 until I'm partnered. It just gives me more motivation to get partnered. Anyway, so I don't think any streamer, any color, any race should say the word by any means. But my thing is everybody giving crap on Ninja for saying it, but nobody gives crap on Logic saying it in not the song that Ninja was saying, because I went back and listened to that song, and Logic doesn't say the N-word at all, but Logic does say an N-word in the song, and he says it in the song where he talks about like the history of the black man, and him, people saying that he's black, but he actually says the N-word, I believe, twice. Me and my wife both listened to it together, and yeah, to say bandwidth for partners, yeah, and I don't know, I would do it. I'm not gonna do it. I try to follow Twitch rules as much as possible. So I mean, like, my thing is like, if we're gonna give all these other people like, give them heck about it and stuff, why is it okay for Logic to say it and not Ninja to say it? But now that's just for debatable purposes. I'm not saying it's okay to say it. I'm totally against the word 100%. Like I said, but this is for debatable purposes. Why is it okay? Why? Because it's music. It shouldn't make any sense. It shouldn't be, and I don't understand why this is I have an issue with anyone saying it at all, and it's any context. Several streamers many of you follow. I do, and not. Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about, and it bothers me too. It bothers me too a lot. Especially me being like, I'm very careful. That's why I'm very careful with who I host, because I'm associated with able gamers, even fuller now than I've ever been, because I'm staff. So anybody I host is a representation of me. So I try to be careful. But I'm just like this. Like, if we're gonna do this, like, we need to like crack down on it all the way. And I don't know. It's probably wrong for me to even talk about it, because it's like, it shouldn't bother me. Yeah, I guess people think, but it does bother me. It bothers me because it's like, even you are a professional entertainer. You are getting paid $500,000. I don't understand how it becomes an accidental slip. How does it even become part of your vocabulary to begin with? Like, I just don't understand it. I don't know. Anybody I want to comment?
Well, um, to me, it shouldn't be used in the context. I totally agree with you. Um, the thing is, not only did he do it and said it, when he said it, did you feel like it was in you like, oh snap, my bad? No, it was you just kept on going like it's
Right,
normal. So he
right,
says it all the time. So he
right.
says it all the time, and he just so happened to get caught on stream with, it. And I never, I why keyword why he's running.
Yeah, why? Like, like,
I,
So
there's no
I
need.
I think that what happens is as people grow up, they have certain surroundings that they become accustomed to. The people that he's hung around with how were acceptable of him saying that, and that could have possibly been part of his vocabulary growing up. And because it was acceptable back then, he was probably someone that would normally say it, so that's how it comes out on stream too.
you're showing up
Uh,
now, crew dog. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. But that's the thing is, in certain areas, it is socially acceptable, and that's why people do it.
Even when you're,
Because it was acceptable in their area. Even if it offends people, some people just don't care. I mean,
even
that's
if
really what
you're
it
a
boils
different
down to.
race, even if you're a different race now.
Yeah, there are some people that are like, "Oh, that's the one white guy you don't want to mess with," and they let them get away with saying certain things or doing certain things. I mean, it's not even a race thing anymore. That's the crazy part. I mean, there's all kinds of people who I've seen, whether they be Mexican, Asian, whatever, who drop that bomb as well. It's not just white people, and it's not just black people. Everybody does it, unfortunately. And not, when I say everybody, I don't mean everybody in general. I mean every race does it. Let me be more specific. I've heard it come out of all races saying that specifically, and it's just because they've become less sensitive to how others might feel about that because it's not socially acceptable everywhere. It's just socially acceptable in your specific group. And I think that's where it becomes an issue where people say it more often because it's always been accepted where they're at. Why can't it be accepted worldwide? I guess is kind of where their mindset is. Not that I'm defending it, but I'm trying to put myself in their shoes,
Right,
if you
right, right,
will.
right, right. That's what That's what I'm saying. And as a creator and as a content creator, um, I feel like we should be held at higher standards. Because we get. I mean, well, I don't, but some of these content creators get paid a lot of darn money. You know what I'm saying? And more content creators are being more impactful on our youth on our youth lives than ever before, and that's why I try to be so careful and so even and Magic Stuff. I did see that the mature boxes check. Did see your comment, but nowhere in shape or form should that word even be under the mature content clause. Um, in fact, on the term of service, that word is not even like appropriate at any time. But I just don't understand why, you know, and it's not the A or the hard R. It should just not be used at all. You know what I mean? And I get it. People do it and people say it, but if you and this is gonna offend some people, and I'm sorry. I'm just speaking from my heart. If you can't be a respectful entertainer as far as with that word and not use that word, then this is my personal opinion. Like I said, I know this is gonna offend some people. I know I'm gonna get some backlash. You shouldn't stream, in my opinion, because you you are you're saying you want to be a streamer and you want to eventually go somewhere with it, but yet you're walking that fine line to where you're never going to get where you need to get to be that person you want to get, and you're you're influencing children and people saying that that's okay, and nowhere in shape or form is that okay. It, like it's just not. It would be like me going around dropping the hard R on mentally, challenged people. That's not cool. I even get offended with that word. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody drops the R word, like I'm like, oh, because I'm like, dang. Because then I'm like, even on my stream, I kind of clinch because I represent able gamers, right? And we know certain people have challenges, and that's again, we have to hold ourselves at a professional standard. If Twitch won't, you got to do it yourself. And yeah, Twitch does sometimes, but I guarantee you Ninja got a slap on the wrist and that was it. He didn't get what some people get, and that's because he's making uh making Twitch like what so much money a freaking month. You know what I mean? But I just don't. You could be mad at me all you want. If but I feel like if you can't hold yourself to a respectable standard to not say that word in stream or in YouTube, I feel like you shouldn't say. I feel like you shouldn't be a creator. Not saying you can't enjoy Twitch, but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I think you said but.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Oh, no, you heard somebody in the background.
oh
You
yeah.
heard
Yeah. I
somebody.
thought you said but. My bad. I was like, oh, there's a but.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
That,
no.
that was you
And,
hearing in the
and
background.
you might disagree, and that's fine. And it's okay to disagree with things I say. I'm not, but that's just how I feel. But that's how the standards I hold myself to, um, and that's how much I take pride, or not really pride, but I take um responsibility in streaming, because there's a lot of power in streaming, and with power comes a lot of responsibility, and we have to hold ourselves responsible and accountable. Let's see what Magistus said. Magistus said, "This is ridiculous, DB. Like the kids I banned from Minecraft servers for clearly the bad names that aren't spelled exactly. Uh, the they argued how it was appropriate because it wasn't the word; it just sounded like them. I mean, I could find but I like playing the devil's advocate. No, you good, man. Just we got enough. We got enough devil advocates in here sometimes. But yeah, that's. I mean, you know,
Yeah, me, no, already know. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
agreeing with you. There's no need
no,
for that to
yeah,
be a
yeah,
thing.
no,
Um,
no. I just, so that's how I feel. Like you shouldn't say it at all. Period. Um,
And it's not even just that. I mean, when you're a content creator, you got to be careful of what you say in general. It's not about like just specific words, but even just certain suggestive things that you don't want to constantly bring up and put, too much yay about it. Like, for example, um, you wouldn't want to like try to convince people to commit suicide, for example. So you're not going to want to
yeah,
promote that on your channel.
right.
There's lots of different things. It's not just like certain words, but also just certain subjects you may want to steer clear from as well. So again, in general, the moral of the story is you just got to be careful what you're putting out there if you're a content creator, because people watch you, people admire you, and people will do something because they heard you do it or they heard you talk about it. They thought it was okay. Why do you think Eminem got blamed for so many things back in the day when he did stuff?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean, just one of the scenarios where you don't know what people are gonna do based off of what you say, so you got to be careful.
I
Simple
don't
as that.
see you. I don't see you, crew dog, and and another thing too, and this is a better example. Like, for those that don't know, you do now. Well, a lot of you know. OG knows. I'm a licensed minister. I'm also a licensed pastor, youth pastor. But I'm not gonna sit here and push Bible verses down you because I respect that people don't believe in God. I respect that people have their own beliefs. First and foremost, a true person that believes in God should never force God on you in the first place and can never make you believe into something. So, like, like, I'm not going to sit here and get all, yes, I pray, and yes, I do bring some knowledge sometimes, but I'm not going to sit here and start, try to, force things. I would never do that anyway, but some people do, and thinking that it has to be that 24/7. No, but I'm just here to game and love, and you have to know, the limitations of not only of streaming, but you have to know the limitations of yourself, and you just can't. You have to be. You have. That's why I always say you got to be the best version of you. You got to be the professional version of you. If you know you wake up one morning and you're like, "Oh, I can't be the professional version of me," then you should. You should. You know what? I'm gonna take the day off. Like yesterday, for instance, when I had all those issues yesterday and I was frustrated because my freaking mix amp broke, I almost took the day off because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be agitated. But then God said, no. You know what? He said no. He said, if I didn't want you to do this, he said you wouldn't be doing this right now. Get off your butt and do this. And so I did it, and it became good. And it became a good day. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. That's why I always say you should always try to be the best version of yourself, the professional version of yourself, and because you never know who you're going to impact. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather impact somebody. I'd rather put a log on somebody's fire than try to stop somebody's fire out. I'd rather impact somebody's life than negatively impact somebody's life. I'd rather inspire, light a fire than 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 to put a negative taste in somebody's mouth. It's so easy to make somebody sour, but imagine if you taught somebody how to fish or how to live, or you spoke life into their life. That's gonna last for a lifetime. Rather than you being negative to somebody or being ugly to somebody, that ain't gonna last for a lifetime, and they're gonna forget about who you are, and you'll never be, you'll never get nowhere. I always say it's better to be a nicer person. You get further in life being nice than you do being a jerk or a dick, as people say in life. You might have a valid point, but sometimes you just got to take it on the cheek and just ride with it. And I don't know. That's just how I feel about that. So it went deeper into somewhere else, but you know how Handy like to go deep sometimes. I do apologize, but that just shows you the integrity and the responsibility that I do with streaming, and why I love doing what I do is because I respect it. I respect it more than more than a lot of people, because a lot of people just gets handed to them very easily, and so it is what it is. But other than that, all right, Bezoy, what you got, man? What you got, Bezoy?
Gonna get on a lighter note
Yeah.
than that. I still call that ridiculous. I'm gonna take it back to Fortnite, because apparently they have a thing on there where your first shot is 100%. Uh, it's gonna be assisted, but your first shot is gonna hit 100% of the time if you're standing still and you haven't shot a bullet. Um, if you haven't shot a bullet in the say, your first shot will be 100% accurate. What makes that start is you can't have shot in a few seconds. You have to be standing still, and your You don't even have to aim. The aim assist will help you hit the first bullet of your shot. What do you think about that?
And this is in effect already.
Yes, it's in effect today.
Oh, it happened today.
Yeah,
The update.
it's in the past today. It's in the notes.
The first bullet.
Yes, the first bullet. When aiming, standing still, and the weapon has not been fired recently, your first shot will be 100% accurate.
No matter where I aim, or I have to aim on the
The,
person.
um, I think you got to be aiming.
Okay.
When this is active, the aim reticle will be completely closed to indicate this state.
Mm. Okay, so I'm gonna be a flip sided coin. Okay, we're gonna do the flip sided coin again. So the head part of it for people that are already good at the game, we're gonna get destroyed. We're gonna get shredded. For people like
It's
me,
in Fortnite, like I said.
yeah, yes. But people like me that have, I already thought something was wrong with the aim to begin with. If you notice, I kept going back to 5 to 3 because it's just, I don't know, it just hasn't been. I haven't had that to where I've been on shot like I need to be. So I've been feeling like it's broken, but I can't say that because people like DB, people like you, people like that are more skilled at the game are y'all are good. And for me to say something's broken, it has to be um, more more than just me. So then it's just me. So for me, I'm happy. For me, I'm happy. But on the other side of the flip coin, when I go against somebody like DB, I'm gonna get destroyed. So it really doesn't help me.
Why would he even need it in the game?
Um,
They already have the bloom. They already have the.
I you know what it is, right? It's to balance out with the because didn't you report last week something about the um the phone players having stronger aim
Yes.
assist? Okay.
Yes.
So it's probably to balance out with that because at some point we are going to, people are going to crossplay. And then also it's going to help out with the PC players because the PC players they don't have any aim assist, but their aim is more precise. So
PC players don't need.
no, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. They don't need it. But that's the thing because their shot is more precise. So maybe they feel like it would be able to compete against PC players. I don't know. But as Matt just said, I could see this being easily abused.
Yeah.
And but best believe I'm gonna go and play my heart out until they nerf it because it's not gonna last for long.
You don't think it's gonna last?
Nah, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. Too many big names are gonna complain about it. Um, he said the other thing that goes along with that.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Oh,
The, yeah, the another thing that went along with the patch is they took the headshot multiplier down from
well,
2.5.
it doesn't matter to me. I wasn't hitting the shots anyways. I wasn't hitting the headshots anyways. But I mean, no, it does matter though. It does matter to those people that were getting the headshots. But it's gonna change. It's going to change. It's gonna change how people play, of course. And then to clarify, the whole pump and the salty pump and stuff like that. So to let you guys know, I need to clarify this because we were talking about it in the week. People didn't understand why that was a thing. The reason why it's a thing is because they got rid of the purple shoddy. They got rid of the purple tack. If you didn't notice, so the blue tack is the purple tack, and the green tack is the blue tack. And for the pump is the green tack, and the green tack or the green pump is the common tack. So, I mean, not the green. The green pump is the salty pump. The blue pump is now the green pump. So, that's why they did that. I don't know, but I mean, I understand why they did that because I do, but I don't. I just don't. It just messes things up because of colors. But just so you guys know, That's what the shotgun is. Why did they do a salty tack still? I don't know. Why did not they just change the colors? I don't know. But I mean, we'll see what this multi or aim assist thing does. See how it acts. OG, do you have any thoughts on just aim assist in general?
Well, I do like the direction they're going in, mainly because, like you said earlier, it's more a balancing act since there was already a complaint about mobile gamers having an easier time with aiming. So again, I like the idea that they're trying to even the playing field. I don't know if that's the right
Can we use the
method, but at
restroom?
least
Be
they're
right back.
thinking.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
Yeah, you do that. But but yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a step in the right direction. They're trying to do stuff. They're trying to be active and saying, okay, we see an issue. What can we do to balance things out? And they're probably going to make a few mistakes here and there, but that's fine. You know, as long as they're constantly trying and they eventually balance everything out, I'm okay with it at the end of the day. No, I grew up in a time where there was, you know, either auto aim or you just turned it off. So things like that have always existed in general anyway, in some form. So right now it's just a balancing act between different platforms. And when you're having to cater to mobile, PC, and consoles, I'm sure it takes a lot of work to make it fair to everybody. Like I don't know exactly what all goes into it, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of work. So I would cut them a little bit of slack and just kind of see where it goes and don't go too hard on them yet. See how it progresses and see if they make any more updates in the near future as far as the balancing with the aim assist and all that.
Yeah, the thing about it is the the one thing that they did crazy is the phone. That is like a laser target to you. And just need to say, I know they added additional bullet drop off at range for most of them. Yes, this is happening with first accuracy as well. That hasn't been tested yet. I don't I don't know if it does on the first initial set. From what I was playing earlier, I didn't feel any drop off when I did hit first shots earlier when I played Crew Dog and the Dark Angel. That's why I'm like, why is it even a thing? It, we was already complaining about bloom and stuff, so now we get a laser shot. You just get a laser shot for what? And I don't know. I'm not even sure if they tested it. If it's just ARs or um, pumps or what if it's a sniper? So you're saying your sniper automatically shoots in that first shot? I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous
That's
because
dangerous. Yeah.
this was with sniper specifically, because I mean headshots are going to be a bigger thing probably with that.
Okay. Let's say it don't go with the sniper. But the hunting rifle doesn't have the reticle that the sniper has. Would that be an automatic 100? If that's the case, hunting rifles are about to be broken. So it's I don't know about this. The aim assist already got used to that. The phone aim assist they need to know that's just but the Bloom got used to it, deal with that. But this first bullet thing, everybody better make sure they're keeping some med kits or something because that first shot you might just be running down the line. It's okay,
Yeah,
sniper is not listed as a gun with accuracy. But what about the hunting rifle?
I think there needs to be some kind of a limit when they do something like that. And the reason I say limit, I'll give you kind of an example. In Gears of War, since that was the main shooter game I used to play, you could get what's called a hot round, where you know if you reload it at the right time, your next shot's going to deal a lot more damage. Well, you only keep that hot round for so long. So instead of making it to where you know if you haven't used it in a while, that first hits go into auto do something, make it like a time release thing. Like if you do something right, you get that benefit for like 5 seconds or something like that. So there is a way they can make that doable. They just kind of need to figure that out. But just letting you be able to hold on to it, whatever, that's a bit much. Yeah.
So here's my next question. Sorry, I was running. Yes, a man that crawl can run. We just run like cheetahs. Um, so my next thing is like, because DB already answered my one question I was about to ask about the sniper rifles, because that's a little ridiculous. So you said that automatically it takes off 100, right? Is that what you said correctly?
No, I'm saying your accuracy will be 100%.
Oh, okay, okay. I think you said 100 damage. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, so at the beginning of the game, you could be one tapping somebody. Okay, all right. So, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
DB
So
listed some stuff.
the snipers isn't listed. Okay.
Yeah, snipers isn't listed.
Neither hunting nor regular. Okay.
Okay, but
That I do see hand cannons though.
I do see hand cannons. I do see silent pistols. Um, yo.
Revolver, I see those.
Revolver. Yep. I see a lot of one taps. I see a lot of one taps. This is gonna be interesting. I can't wait to play now. Let's hear the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Podcast while game.
That'd be a little difficult, but I thought about doing that, but I wanted it. If we did that, I would want it to be us three, the pod squad to game. While we but you know it'd be cool if we like tested out a game together. Like tested it out a game or something.
Oh, we testing out a new game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that'd be kind of cool. You know, but that's like in the near future. You know, like when people notice us and we're noticed by like indie developers, and it's a game that we want to test out. I think that would be kind of cool. And then we could like, and then we wouldn't even have to. You know what we really could do, since you showed me that trick with the share play. Only one of us would have to download the game, and then we could just I could just hand the controller. I could virtually hand the controller over to OG, and then OG can virtually hand over the controller to you, and then we can all get our fill on it and talk about it while we're watching you play or watching each other play. That would be really freaking cool. Any developers?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Someone hit us up, man. The other thing is
not I'll say it for you. The other thing that is apparently it is not a bullet drop off they added, but instead a damage drop off due to the range. So further you are from your target, the damage will reduce.
That makes sense. Thank God.
They're trying. I guess they're trying to, with this 100% accuracy thing, they're trying not to make it OP.
Right. But I mean that makes sense. But does the range only take effect? Does the range only take effect during the accuracy, or does it take effect all the way around?
During that accuracy bullet.
Oh well, I mean, then.
But if you just got out of a fight and you're like trying to go run to a area to get away and heal up, you better watch out because that one shot.
Well, that's how it should be in all honesty, though. You shouldn't be standing out because it's.
No, I'm saying if you're in the field and you just got done in a battle, right? And then you run to go heal up. And somebody else just so happened to run up on you guys after the battle, a vulture. Kick you off one shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to test this out. Why was my phone watching? My phone was watching somebody on Twitch. That's weird. That's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to test it out myself. What would be cool? Any comments on the What would be cool? No, what would be cool? Question mark. Any comments on mine?
He said he wants them to incorporate. I did read that. I didn't say anything yet.
I didn't. Okay.
He was saying he wants them to incorporate Kevlar helmets. No more than 10 on the map. One shot is gone. Gives 100% headshot protection. And he asked, "What do you think about that?" That's actually not too bad. It'll kind of remind everybody of
PUBG.
PUBG.
Yeah, that's the only.
But it's not that bad. You
you,
trying to cover up my bunny?
you know, I was thinking about this earlier before we started the podcast, and it's like because the vending machines remind me of the this other game that never really became big, but it reminded me of the curling, which is another survival game, and you would go and you would go to this vending machine and you would take the materials that you had and or you would trade in weapons that you don't want. You put it in the vending machine and it would give you a weapon that you wanted. Now, why I say this to say this is because um, why I say that to say this. It seems like Fortnite is taking every good idea from all the good Survivor games and putting them into one game. The only thing they haven't incorporated is vehicles, but rumored is vehicles are coming in the new map.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, rumors. That's a DB.
Uh,
That's a DB rumor.
let me read these for you.
All right.
Magicus was commenting on Crudo. He said, so reduce damage on headshot, damage drop at range, but perfect accuracy if you haven't shot or moved in a while. Um, Crudo adds, what would be cool? Any comments on the idea? Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying that the whole helmet thing would be kind of different, kind of cool. Um, I don't think it can be abused, so why
No,
not?
it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. I haven't. Yeah, it wouldn't be abused.
One thing is, it would have to drop from specific stops from specific places because you don't want to use your item slots that
Oh,
drop because
right.
certain guns barely dropping now as a state.
Now I
We're
was
gonna
gonna.
have to.
That's what I was gonna ask. Does it? Is it gonna take it? Now the question is to you, Crew Dot. Does it take an inventory slot or does it not? Because here's another thing too. Rumor
It
is
could just be like the material.
the funny thing is that they are also, from what I've understood in other videos that I've watched, they are eventually coming out with another backpack that you can pick up, and it gives you more slots. Now, makes you wonder if they're already thinking something like Crew Dog's idea to begin with, because why would you want to put more slots in the game, unless you're just trying to just make somebody like stupid OP. Um, um, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I want to see them incorporate that.
What, a backpack or the helmet?
The backpack thing.
The backpack?
Um,
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of. I think it should only be 2 slots though. I
yeah.
don't think it should be like
No,
you
it
get
should be.
10.
It shouldn't be like 5 slots. No,
Yeah, it should
that'd
be
be
like
OP.
2 slots would be fine. It's not too OP. You gotta
Right,
get the backpack.
right, and it
That
would be
sounds kind of
yeah,
cool.
and it would probably be one for some kind of helmet or some
You
kind of
don't
armor.
like the friendly fire man? You know what? I see both sides of the friendly fire being off because it's been because of the whole people trolling other people thing. I agree with them turning it off. But with that being said, you're right how certain people can just spam like grenades and stuff and not have to hit their team.
Hey, I don't mind if friendly fire is on as long as I'm not playing with Canada, I'm good. I can't play with Canada if friendly fire is on. That's all I'm saying. Have you guys seen PUBG? Seen what Canada does? No, I can't play friendly fire on if I'm playing with Canada. That's all I'm saying. Uh, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I mean, I think friendly fire should be added to the game, especially with the C4, because it's pretty ridiculous that somebody can arm like their whole base with C4 and blow it up around them, and then like nobody else take damage, and not even yourself.
Well, you take fall damage, and you do take no. C4, you do blow yourself up.
Okay, you blow yourself, but you should be
You
able to
blow
blow.
yourself up.
You should be able to blow your other teammates up. The only thing I think that it shouldn't is maybe traps. Maybe. I think maybe traps shouldn't do friendly fire. I don't know, but then again, they haven't. They didn't. They took the electric traps out, so maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think friendly fire should just be back in the game. Honestly, it would it adds
But
another
see,
feel to the
what's you
game.
gonna do about the trolling?
So what does PUBG do about the
What are you
trolling?
gonna do? PUBG, they didn't do anything. Look what happened with you in Canada.
Well, I mean, accidents happen, but
What about when team killing, when like say people hit field, because certain people don't have time to make a whole
friends.
bunch of friendships over,
What he
some
what he
people
what
go
he's
to
really
work.
trying to say is people don't have friends, Handy.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying some people, they got a job where they work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and they just want to come home and play, and they don't have, their friends might not be on that day, but they're like, man, I want to play squads because solos suck.
I love
But
solos.
solos are, we're not gonna get in that. But what about that? And then you got some guy who wants to be an asshole, just team kill his people because team kill his friends because he got the gun that he wanted. You
Um,
know, what are
um,
you gonna do about that?
I'm always used to like friendly fire being on. I don't know. Let's let an old school gamer answer this question. OG, friendly fire or no friendly fire?
Friendly fire, and I'll explain why.
Bam.
Um, I've grown up with friendly fire my entire life.
So
I
have I.
mean, even when I used to actually play Gears of War a lot, friendly fire was a thing there too. But if you had a good squad, it never mattered. As far as souls are concerned, there are ways to balance that. Like there are certain games where, like at the end of a match, you can do like a voting thing, and you can downvote certain people to have bad behavior. So they can incorporate something like that, or there could be a stat meter where the game automatically sees that you've killed your teammates. So if that kind of behavior happens, they could make it to where like I don't know if they want to ban you, but there are certain limitations they can give you so that you're not constantly playing with others who are actually trying to play the game right. There should be like a punishment system, if you will.
And
I don't know exactly how to incorporate it, but there's a way to do it.
I'm on board with that. But until that is done, I think friendly fire should stay off.
Well, let's
But see,
identify that better though.
it's
Hold
but
on.
crew dog. We're playing a game where you build ramps. It's not a realistic game. We can't have. Well, this is realistic. No, we can't say that.
Yeah,
It's,
because Fortnite is
it's
not
a
realistic.
real game.
You want to
It's
talk
not
about
a
real?
realistic game.
Yeah, it's not a realistic game to that story. But here's the thing: it's not that it's not that it hasn't been done. It's just in this modern age, nobody's done the reporting system right. What I mean, yes, back in the day it was better. Back in the day it was better because we didn't have what we have now. But as of right now, not even Overwatch has a reporting system on point.
And they're working on that.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring that up in a few seconds from now because I was like, OG just said that, and people are doing.
yeah. It's
They're working on something to get an algorithm for that on
right. It's isn't it called like defer a player or something like that? I forget what
yeah,
it's actually called.
like a player deferment thing where they're
Mm,
monitoring that behavior or they're monitoring the toxicity of the game.
right. Because believe it or not, even though Overwatch is not a realistic game, it's very toxic. And people think Overwatch is life, and Overwatch is a good game, but people get mad when you don't freaking pick the right character. Oh my Jesus! But you know, I think it just takes a good game to implement that in the right way, and then once a good game that like people like follow up and believe in, like they have respect for, like Epic Games. You know how like Epic Games is setting the bar for just the gaming industry in general. When somebody sets the bar on how to do a report a player or something like that, I think we'll see that implemented in a lot of multiplayer games, not just games like Fortnite. I think we'll see something like that in Call of Duty. If Call of Duty's still around by that time, um, or stuff like that. But there has to be somebody that raises the bar for that to happen. And right now, it just hasn't happened. Um, that's just my opinion, but it does need to happen because I believe I believe that friendly fire should be in Fortnite, not because of realistic, not because of anything, but it adds another skill to the game, and you know what I mean? Because you shouldn't just be able to just shoot grenades off carelessly and have no care in the world. Plus, you know, friendly fire makes for funny content when you're with your friends. I'm just saying. And we want content. We want funny content. I'm just saying. Not that I'm promoting friendly fire, but you gotta admit when Canada shot Cloudy, it was funny. So, and he did it on accident, and that created content. Um, but to get further into Fortnite, I was listening to a podcast, same podcast, and they were talking about that how like Fortnite is just it's not even Fortnite. It's just Fortnite did it well, but you just there's we were talking about the lifespan of Call of Duty and how like even if Call of Duty comes out with Black Ops 4, there which they are, but there's going to be nothing that like can copy the hype of something like Fortnite or something like a survival based game, because even when you're down to the top 10 and you're just sitting there and you're waiting, your heart is pounding. um, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't copy that adrenaline rush, that heartbeat experience, that oh my god, like I'm about to freaking like poop myself. You can't copy that in Call of Duty. Like what? It was like what's the most exciting moment in Call of Duty is going to be what? Um you getting a nuke, and how often can you get a nuke? Or how often can you get a four piece? Think about it. Like that's going to be just the most exciting thing that comes from Call of Duty is you have your four pieces, your bloodthirsties. But really when you think about it, right? Is it really that exciting when you win a game? Because you could be on a team deathmatch and not put any work but still win the game. So where's the fun in that? You know?
Total different genre.
Yeah.
You can't compare that. One, yes, you can have the exact same feeling, but it's gonna be coming from two different things.
Right.
One, you're surviving. One, you're playing on a team to beat the other team.
It might
The enjoyment of winning is still there.
it might be in different genres, but at the end of the day, Fortnite is still bleeding over and is taking over gaming. Period.
Because it's new. That's all. Battle Royale, new. First
Nah,
person shooters, older. It's the same way when first person shooters came.
I
It was the same thing.
I
It's
don't
just
know. I
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
a,
I
it's
think
the
it.
thing.
I think it's a different type. It's a different type of adrenaline rush. It's a different type of adrenaline
No,
rush.
it's not a different type. It's
Yeah.
gaming. Gaming gives us, enjoyment. This
No,
is a new type of gaming that
I
we ain't used to.
I would have to disagree with you on that because let me break it down. Because okay, like you said, there is times where you can have that adrenaline moment in Call of Duty, right? And then winning, right? But when you how easy is it to get a nuke
It
in
depends
Call?
on your skill level.
So, but see, in Fortnite, it makes it more anybody is able to get into that moment.
Not necessarily look at Ninja win. Does Ninja get that euphoria every win? No, because he wins so much. It all depends on certain things. We should not take something that's new and compare it to something that's old because we don't have that same feeling of the old feel.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, why is Call of Duty so? Because it has that same euphoria that we get now with. We don't want to let go of COD because we had that euphoria. It's just that's all it is. It's just
Uh,
this is the newer fad.
I don't know. I let go of
This is
COD.
the new
I
warfare.
uninstalled it. I installed World War II. I only
But
play.
that's because you're in the fad, and that's not right to
No,
be in
cause
the fad. But let's not dog what brought us here,
no,
and
I'm not.
that's
I'm
not
not.
fair.
No, I'm
That's
not
not fair to
dogging it.
COD.
I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying that I was saying what they were talking about in the podcast. I'm not dogging it. I was
And I'm
saying,
saying I disagree with what they're saying about
I'm
that.
just saying that like I can see their point though because like it's I don't know when even when I do good in Call of Duty like I just don't feel like I don't feel like I accomplished anything. I even when I first got Call of Duty, like even when I first got Call of Duty, even though I played it all the time, I never felt like I accomplished anything. So that's why I liked playing AW because and IW because I was grinding in Black Ops 3, not because I was doing well in the game, because I felt like I accomplished something by getting the weapon. Like I had something to show for my accomplishment. Like to me, for me, like having a great KD, like a number that when the internet is not perfect anyway, to me like I don't know, to me like that's not a good accomplishment to me. You know, I to me those are not accomplishments. To me
But
getting
neither
the
game gives you accomplishment. What you get no accomplishments on Fortnite.
you
You win the game, you get hype, and then you go to the next.
nah, there is a bigger there. I don't know. For me, especially for me, there's a bigger and fulfillment and enjoyment. As much as like I'm gonna be real with you, as much as I Fortnite is not my favorite, like my most favorite game to play. Like it's not, but I get a more fulfillment winning or achieving a win than I do if I'm even at a game that I'm better at because I'm way better at Call of Duty than I am Fortnite, for sure. I'm way better at PUBG than I am at Fortnite.
But see, like I said, we don't know how hype Handy was when he first dropped his first score streak on Call of Duty. We wasn't there. The only person who was there was OG. We don't
No,
know that.
OG
We just
wasn't there.
know.
OG wasn't there either. Um,
So we,
to be on,
No, it wasn't.
to be honest with you, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, and you can call BS on it all you want. I wasn't that hype. I really wasn't. I wasn't. I don't. I just don't because I don't know. It just and I'm just being 100% honest with you.
see,
Only time I've ever got that hype on a game was never Call of Duty. The only time I ever gotten hype on a game is when I was that hype on a game was when I was playing Madden for money. That's the only time. And when I beat a kid 156-0 on Madden. That's the only time. And that was when I was how old was I back then, OG?
You were probably like in your mid-teens, early to
Exactly.
mid-teens.
Exactly. I have never been that hyped for any other game, never been that excited for any other game until I got that kill on Fortnite. And that is the God honest truth. God knows the truth. God knows me better than anybody. And I'm just being 100% honest. I
but
don't
let me ask you this: do you feel is that it covers everybody or just your opinion?
is that just my opinion or is that everybody? I That's my opinion, but I feel like majority of the people feel the same way as I
I
feel.
I don't because I can show you videos of people who've been in a raid on Final Fantasy 14 and been going after the hardest raid and being there and fighting the same fight 14 hours for about a week and
But
then finally beat that fight and have that same before.
we can't say who just because that's like one person on Final Fantasy 14 or Destiny 2 or the raid or whatever. We can't say what majority of the people is, to be honest. But I
That's what
feel
I'm saying. This is your opinion. We
right.
can't. I don't feel as though Fortnite just bring the euphoria that COD never brought. No, because Final Fantasy brought
But
euphoria when Destiny did.
but okay, but yeah, but I don't feel like that hypeness. And I'm not saying Fortnite did it because really PUBG did it first. But for even though I like PUBG better, I like PUBG better because I'm better at PUBG. But but when it comes down to it, and I gotta be completely honest, Fortnite delivers a better
Agree,
product.
Majesty.
uh, uh, Fortnite, uh, Fortnite, Fortnite delivers a better product when it comes to over battle royales, and that's just the truth. As much as I don't like to admit it, because I prefer the Call of Duty style battle royale like PUBG. Um, Fortnite delivers a better product, and it sucks because you know I have to be pretty freaking fast, and I'm not that fast. I'm not fast reflex, but again, as much as I don't I I find myself even trying to get better and trying to play Fortnite because of like I want to get better. I don't know. All I was saying was, I really honestly, that's just my opinion on it. I don't know where, it, it's crazy. To see, and this is gonna go into my first, my other topic of what I want to talk about. Even at
So
the end,
before you go into that topic, before you go there, is I kind of want to chime in real quick since
okay,
y'all have been kind of going back and forth on this.
all right,
As far as like games bringing the hypeness, I think it depends on a lot. It's not necessarily the game
oh, we lost you.
into the game.
There we go.
If you're good at the game, and there are just certain things about a game that get you hype, you're gonna get hype. So me personally, because I used to be a really, really hype person when it comes to like certain games. For example, when I played Gears of War a lot, anytime that I would get like a headshot, no scoping, I felt proud of myself, and I'd be like, "Oh!" And then me and the guys, we get pumped and hype about it. Every time I was playing Street Fighter Third Strike, and I busted a good combo into a super at the right time to get the win, we got hype. It depends on you. Yeah, how much you like the game and how much you're experienced at the game. If you're just playing a game that it's okay. It's cool to play, but you're not going to get that hypeness because you're really not that into it, or you maybe not be good enough to really understand what a goal could be to get
Right,
you hype.
right.
So it depends on the person, and sometimes it depends on the atmosphere as well. So I mean, there's a lot more that kind of comes into it. It's not just the game.
That's yeah.
I agree with you. My thing is this, right? It comes with the degree of difficulty of what you just accomplished. It comes to
Yeah.
how much you're into the game. It comes to what you just accomplished in itself. Period. In anything that you worked hard for and you finally got done, you're gonna get hyped for it. If you drop the nuke in a game you've never dropped the nuke for, right before you drop that nuke, your butt cheeks is just as cleansed as you've been when you got 3 people left on Fortnite. It's just the moment. And I don't feel it's fair to let's downplay something that's already given us that moment. But because we're used to it, because it's been out for a while, because more people have done it, let's downplay it. Because this is newer. That's not fair to me. I mean, think about the very first time you beat Sephiroth on Final Fantasy VII. Was your butt cheeks not clenched before? Yes, it was. Was you not hyped when you finally killed him? Yes, you were.
No, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Because me and OG, we kind of go over it. We kind of like what me and OG do when we play RPGs is we kind of overpower ourselves to where like we already knew we were gonna beat the boss. So it was like Sephiroth was easy, was he not, OG?
Well, it's not okay. I kind of see where you're both coming at. Now let me answer this in a more middle ground way. it wasn't beating them that was the accomplishment. It was kind of the way that it was done. Being able to automatically just omni slash them to death,
Right.
that was fantastic. That
Right.
actually made me
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
inside. I felt good about that. So it's not the fact that we beat it; it's how it allowed us to beat it that
Right.
got me hyped. I was like, "Oh, look at that!" That was cool. So yes, I was a little hyped as far as that's concerned. It wasn't just beating it; it was how it let me.
Right. Because like we like when we approach RPGs, even me on Final Fantasy, like or even with Final Fantasy 14, like I'm not just going to quest to quest to quest to quest. I'm literally like outside and I'm just like beating the crap out of monsters until like it just until like the XP just makes no sense anymore. So like when I go and fight the quest level that I'm supposed to be required to do them or whatever, like I think my next level quest is supposed to be like level 8. Okay, so I want to be like level 15 before I go and do it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when you go into a dungeon, you're gonna get synced down to a certain. They're gonna level cap you, so you can't just you won't be able to do that.
Oh, okay.
And see, that's what I'm trying to get. Like there are things called savage raids on 14, where you have to have it's very capped, so it can be difficult.
Uh-huh.
And it's teams that are called static teams that they go in there with 8 people deep that they're friends and they've been playing with together, and they struggle against whatever dungeon that is, and they be in there 14 hours, 16 hours, 10 hours. Depends on I'm not saying everybody do it, but it depends on how their time schedule is. And after they finally beat that stage after weeks of prep and trying, that euphoria that people say on Fortnite that they get on the win, they get that.
Mm-hmm.
They get that from that because they've been in there fighting that same thing over and over. It's
Right.
just different, it's just different games and it's different. It's their differences, and I don't
Yeah,
think
I
one
can
should
agree
be
with that.
downplayed. I
I can
don't
agree
think
with that
one should
too.
be downplayed
But
versus the other.
but what I was trying to say is I'm not saying like that Call of Duty is not have no hype. But what I'm saying is the Call of there's like what I'm saying is that there's a limit, okay? Like there's not only so much you can do in Call of Duty, right? That's what I'm trying to say. There's only so much you can do. Like as far as gameplay, right? Like, okay, so I can only get like a 10 piece, a 20 piece, or 4 piece, whatever. But at the end of the day, like it's still just capture the flag. It's still just um, you know, it's still just TDM. It's still just whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to say. Is like I feel like that regardless of it, like Call of Duty's just limited on what it is, and I don't know. I what I was trying to say is I don't know what's going to get Call of Duty to pull, especially if now what they're trying to say is now that this is another thing I was to bring up. Now there might be a possibility that they may not even bring Modern Warfare Remastered out, or not, or Modern Warfare 2 out, because the backlash of not having multiplayer, which that's how it should be. If you're not going to bring out multiplayer, then don't even bring out Modern Warfare 2. So that's what I'm saying. What there's going to be nothing to pull people. To I feel like unless the diehard Call of Duty fans like me and you, because I'm still gonna play Call of Duty regardless. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, whatever. Because at the end of the day, I still have love for Call of Duty. I just feel like there's going to be that pull to where like people are like, you know what, this is it. This is Call of Duty's gonna be it. You know, because
I
even
don't
though
think it's ever going to be a one game Call of Duty. This is it. Everybody come because it's too much that they need to do. Now, um, okay, how am I going to say it? I gotta think. Okay, yeah, I see. I gotta. What I'm trying to do is figure out something that was a newer genre, different than other stuff, and that came out recently. I was looking in the fighting game. Okay, there you go, right there. You had the 2D fighters, and then you had Smash Brothers,
right,
and it was different and it was new, but it didn't. You shouldn't downplay the 2D fighters because something new came. You get what I'm saying?
No, no, I get you. I get you.
That's my whole thing. You see the euphoria of, like he said back on Third Strike when he had a combo, or did anybody remember doing Yoga Flame for the first time, and you get what I'm saying? You can't really
Yeah.
compare two things like that. It's not fair. It's not fair. We should just give Fortnite its credit, and then we should just see what they're gonna do on COD and leave them separate. That's what I feel this is.
No,
This is Battle Royale. This
I,
is first person shooter.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But my thing is okay. So how long has Fortnite been out?
Fortnite been out for what, 8, 9 months?
Okay. So here's my thing, right? Why why is nobody burnt out on Fortnite after 6 months, and why is everybody?
How how long did it take them to get burnt out on Call of Duty? How long did it take them to get burnt out on Halo?
Really?
Years.
No.
Years.
No.
A whole generation of first person shooters. You can't do that. You can't say that, Andy. That's not fair. How many Call of Duty games is it?
It's 10, but but again, okay. So okay, wait. So you say let's take esports away from Call of Duty. Okay? Let's just take esports completely away. So you think just Call of Duty alone, you think Call of Duty would have just survived?
I'm thinking first person shooters gonna still survive. Yes.
Well, if if well, if you look at the competition, yeah, because yeah, because I mean, the only game that would, there's really no other game. If you're thinking first person shooter, I'll agree with you there. I will agree with you there. If you're thinking first person shooter, there is nothing that can compete with Call of Duty. If you're thinking first person shooter. If we're in a box and you're only thinking first person shooter, there is nothing that can compete with Call of Duty. Not even Overwatch can compete with Call of Duty because in my opinion, I don't consider Overwatch a first person shooter, even though it is. I don't know why. It's a different type of first person shooter, in my opinion. Um, I consider it's like, I don't know. It's like a weird kind of MOBA. What, I don't know how to explain how I see Overwatch. But well, I mean, really, all you have is Halo. If you think about it, in first-person shooters, when it comes to competitive, it still have to be a good game. Black Ops 3 is still doing well for. Yeah, I mean, Black Ops 3 is doing way better than Call of Duty World War 2. So, I don't know. And so this was the reason why I was bringing. This is the reason why I brought this up, was to go into my next topic. And if Fortnite pulls this off, okay, if Fortnite pulls this off, like everybody's speculating, it's going to be the best way to add new content in a game in history. I don't know. Now, quote me wrong. I don't know any other gaming company or any game in history to ever do something like this. And what I mean by this is for those that don't know, there is a thing going around, and there's a Reddit post, there's videos showing that they're leading up to destroying the Fortnite map. Well, actually, destroying Tilted Towers with a meteor, and this is why there's telescopes everywhere and all these things. And a certain time, I don't remember the time or the day, but a certain time and a certain day, there's going to be a meteor that hits Fortnite, and it's going to destroy Tilted Towers, and there's going to be a new map on Fortnite. Now, if they pull this off, and they pull it off well, it's going to change the way people do content and add new content, I believe, in DLC. Because even though this is technically not, I don't know, would you consider this DLC in a sense? I mean, we're still downloading it, right? We're just not paying for it.
No.
Huh?
This would it be considered?
I mean, you're downloading it. You had to download.
No.
I mean,
Yeah, if it's new content, it's DLC.
You're downloading.
Yeah,
it,
but
right?
you can't. Can you get it separate from the game?
That doesn't mean
That's
it.
the thing. It's just like it's
Is that the
update.
definition? If that's the definition of DLC though, separate from the game.
Because my understanding was DLC was more about downloading an update to a game, whether you pay for it or not doesn't matter. It's if as long as it's new content in an existing game that you're
I guess so.
downloading to it as DLC.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
if that was the case, then that means GTA DLC wouldn't be DLC.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it if Fortnite pulls this off seamlessly, then this means that it's gonna change how people just do DLC altogether, because a lot of people just do a little commercial and then show the update and then they just give you the DLC. I don't know, thoughts on this, Bezoid?
my thought on them pulling this off,
Yeah.
it would be awesome. Um, that is it shades of what it reminds me of an MMO, because an MMO does things like this because the story of the game changes. Final Fantasy 14 has done this
Oh yeah,
well.
that's true. That's true.
You'll see when you play later.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so to have a shade like that, to pull something from like an MMO type of genre thing, that ain't been done. That hasn't been done before in a battle royale type of game, or I don't. It hasn't been done in a first person shooter or any or adventure. Yeah, it hasn't been done for something like that.
No,
So
it hasn't.
to pull shades from them and then you not have to pay for it, that's kind of awesome there. And look out, everybody! Epic is smart.
That's what I'm saying. That's Epic is setting the bar.
yeah,
Epic is setting bars. The next question is, my next question is, do you think the asteroid will? Do you think we'll actually be able to watch the asteroid live hit the map?
they might have a cutscene. I don't think it will happen live. They might have a cutscene or something. Doing it live, that's gonna take a lot of work, and it's gonna take a lot of things. And if it goes wrong, it's just gonna look real bad.
Right.
I'd rather them just give us a cutscene or something that we can just look at on our record.
DB wrote a paragraph. I don't know.
Yeah, according to Reddit or Vigilance Foe Tracer, the vibrations, when translated to Morse code, spell out SOS D5418. With SOS being obvious, the D5 being tilted towers grid reference on the map. That just leaves the 418. While some thought that this might be April 1st, others believe it could be April 18th. So April 18th is the theory when it'll get broke.
I think you will
You will be in the bus and see it hit. I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to see it live, like it can yet, but I think that would be kind of tough.
It would have to happen more than once.
Yeah, because what about but,
it would have to happen more than once because of people in like different countries or whatever. I think I don't know. OG thoughts of this happening?
I honestly think that it's a very innovative idea. I think they're really shooting for high goals, and I think that's what the gaming industry needs to do in general. So I think this is a potentially great thing, and I hope they can pull it off.
yeah,
Especially if they do the whole live thing. Now that, like Bezoid said, that's going to be really difficult to do. But if they pull that off, that's going to be something special. But no matter how they do it, it's still pretty legit either way.
yeah.
So you think if they do this, they get Game of the Year?
No,
They get
but
Game of the Year?
That's what
no.
I'm just asking this because DB brought that. He said that comment like a week ago.
They might get Game of the Year, period, because the game is just blown up. I mean, I'm thinking about what the game has. Oh wait, Monster.
But again, Monster Hunter, yes, but Monster Hunter isn't free.
True.
Now, since now, Imagine if they did this. What if they added a new like category to the awards? Best free game.
Oh yeah, I don't mind.
I think they should, because, um, I don't know. I think it would make more free games uh, want to better themselves. I mean, Fortnite should already make you want to do that anyway. But I don't know any other Fort game. I don't even know any other free game that can stand close to Fortnite right now.
But see, you gotta think about it. Fortnite Battle Royale side of it is true,
Yeah, yeah,
but the other side isn't.
the other side isn't. That's very true.
Um, DB said, I think he said add this to the theory. They said today they are now doing a bi-weekly content updates, which do not require a download. If they add files in next week's patch, then turn it on 2 weeks from now, it would be 418.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. What day is the 18th? Anybody know?
That is a it's a
It's a what?
it's a Wednesday.
Well, you know what we're gonna do for the podcast? We're gonna sit here and watch it live.
We're gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it live. We may not play, but we're gonna sit here and watch it live. That's pretty crazy if it happens. Cause we gotta document it. We got to.
Oh, I will be smiling in the ear because you know I can't stand that location.
Oh, I know. But the thing is, what is it gonna put there? I mean, DB says like it's gonna be a whole new map, but I don't know. Is it
Maybe
just,
a wasteland. No, we got Moisty Meyer though.
we got a Moisty Meyer? He was thinking something like low gravity, something like moon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Speaking of battle royale games, I did try Dare Witch Project or whatever that game's called, Darwin Project. Um, it's $19 on Xbox One right now, but if you don't want to pay the $19, which I'm glad I didn't, you can do a free trial for an hour. I only played it for I played 2 games of it, and I know that's not a good representation of getting a review, but I it did not want to make after playing 2 games of it. I did not want to play another game of it. I don't
Crispy
know.
Crater.
What did you say?
He said it could be called Crispy Crater.
Crispy Crater. Uh, you know, I don't know. Like, I just that game was just I don't know. It's cool. I like the aspect of it, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. You have to play it to understand it. I mean, the fact that I can only chop down one type of tree. I couldn't chop down all the trees, and then like to you automatically put me in a cold environment, but I literally have to build a fire to stay warm, and like at all times. And then like you want to see auto aim? Go play that game. That auto game is ridiculous. I did like that you can like chop people up with axe. I did like their melee weapon a lot better than Fortnite's because you can do like different type of animations. Like if you jumped in front of you, if you jumped in front of you and went forward, you can do like a forward axe motion like this. You can go like this, and then like you can like chop them in the head, which is really cool. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. And then I saw that the new game that we were talking about, the one that looks like PUBG but it's coming out for PS4.
Yeah.
They already released it on PC and you can play it. But you have to like go into like another country server, like I think like Indonesia or something like that, or somewhere in China. It looks kind of good. It looks better than PUBG, but I mean, that doesn't take much, because PUBG does not run well, It ran well. It looked like it played better. The only thing I didn't like about it, it was a little weird for me. For animation, for anime lovers, it's going to be cool. But you literally look like a little like realistic version of an anime character, which is really kind of crazy. Um, and then like in some aspects of it, it like the weapons look like very machinist, like machine bait. Like the metal had like a blue tint to it, so it looked very anime kind of anime realistic though. Like the grass was realistic and stuff like that. But like when you're like looking through like scopes and sights, it looked very anime-ish in my opinion. Like an adult anime. Um, it was cool. It looks cool. Um, and another thing that I liked about it is that you can put two sights on one gun, so you can have like a times eight, and then you can have a red dot. So then you could switch back and forth, which was really cool. It was really cool. But yeah, just wanted to add that. Yeah. So in my opinion, right now, from all the either battle royals that I've seen personally played, right now Fortnite's still king in the battle royal genre. Um, right now, we'll see
It's
what
gonna be
happens.
for a while.
It's,
It's gonna be for a while.
you think so?
Yeah,
We'll
because
see.
you just can't just the gimmick can't be too much of a gimmick that the gimmick takes over how fun, and that's the that you're gonna
Definitely, definitely.
because Fortnite is a gimmick, but the gimmick don't take game.
Right. What did Magic say? He said sometimes you just gotta know when you.
Sometimes you just know when you play a game.
It's just not your thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still try though, even though certain games are not my thing. I don't know. It's just the gamer in me. Anybody else got anything they want to share?
No, I'm good for the day.
You're good for the day. What about?
Actually, gotta get ready.
Huh?
So I gotta get ready to go to work.
All right, all right. So I will go ahead and let OG do the outro this time since I didn't let him do it last time.
Oh, he remembered.
I remember.
Oh, we gave him a lot of crap about it last week, so we have
Yeah,
to give him a little bit of, love for that.
yeah. He's
But
sad.
yes, but it's all good, y'all. And we do thank you guys for listening to the OG podcast. For those who came at the very beginning, you guys are just fan freaking tastic. For those who showed up late, you're still cool, but you're just here for the food at the end of it. We all know what you're here for.
Oh,
And then for those who will be watching later, we appreciate you guys checking us out on all of the other platforms that we're on now, Stitcher and YouTube and the
SoundCloud.
other one that I can never, SoundCloud, that I can never remember the name of because my memory's bad. But check us out on all those platforms as well. For those of you watching, we appreciate that for taking the time out. And your boy Handy will of course be at Able Gamers tomorrow. Don't forget to
Fortnite.
check him out there, support him, show him love on that Fortnite. And I'm sure Bezo will be live streaming too now that he's up and running. So that's fantastic. Congratulations to your boy Bezoid. And then, of course, I'll probably throw a few YouTube videos here and there because I already got a couple of ideas. It's just a matter of just getting together and putting it down
Definitely.
and trying not to do too much overtime.
Also,
But
also, let me enter. I think Bezoid has a YouTube video coming out soon. Yes, or is it
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Yes.
We got the life and times of Zoid.
Mm,
nice.
nice.
First video, Zoid channel in years.
Yeah. So
Check that out.
Check them out. So, yeah, so look up for Bezo and Twitch and YouTube. Who would have thunk? So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central. Be there or be there later. You
yeah,
guys take it easy.
yeah. If you like to show
Keep
up late
gaming,
for
yeah.
church. All right, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go host somebody real quick. And we're gonna go host them, and we're gonna go show some sub love. So see you
Sub
on
love
sub
with no
love.
blood.
You're showing live, by the way, Crew Dog, but I'm not gonna raise you because I know you're testing. Well, the only sub I have on right now is oh wow, Diesel's live though.
Da, da, da.
Wow.
She's playing. She's playing Battlegrounds too.
I
Well,
think you know what to do.
I'm gonna
I
go
think we
break
know
my
what to do.
rules. I'm gonna break my rules because this person doesn't stream a lot, and I want to encourage them to stream. So if you get mad at me, well, take it up with God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
There you go.
Hey, you so